I think Gravy, and it happened quite late at night. I think Remy and a couple of others are looking into that.
Okay. Yeah.
There's roughly, I think he said he was up to reading page number 8 of notes that was left.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I know. These people have a lot of time to write this down.
Yeah, there's so much to do that I feel like I'm consistently getting overwhelmed. Then I gotta take a step back and be like, what can I reasonably achieve? Like in a short term, you know what I mean? So
well, that's exactly where I feel myself. I'm on day number 3. The list of things I want to achieve, whether I stay as chief or someone else is put in this place, there are things that can be changed very quickly. However, I still have a lot of other things that I've been doing, and no disrespect, but the amount of people that I can delegate things to is not very large.
That is why I'm gonna quit.
What?
Did I say that out loud? Fuck.
That makes 0 sense, Brian Knight.
You just said exactly what I've been thinking the last fucking morning, and I keep saying that. I only said it out loud to stop myself from thinking that, but there's definitely moments.
Well, I do have a semi-solution, and I don't even know if it'll work. There was a hiring freeze that was placed. I don't know if BCSO had a hiring freeze or not. I'm talking to Frost in about half an hour or so. But there definitely was one placed on LSPD, and they wanted to reroute training because they felt that the quality had slipped.
Yeah.
Well, the quality has slipped because PNT have not followed the SOPs and the guideline, and they haven't kept up with what they're supposed to do. So you have to reinvigorate those people and find the right people to help out there. But I was thinking of doing
what the fuck? She is literally
hiring incentive.
Literally on the same.
For example, maybe you know of someone, you've bumped into someone in the city, or maybe somebody who's unemployed that you used to work with, and they're looking for new employment, right? It's coming up to the fall. Maybe they're finished with their summer job and the fall is coming, and maybe they have a little bit of experience, and you want to go ahead and recommend them, at least for an interview, and maybe kind of see what we can find that way as well. Because the amount of people that have been applying for both departments is rather low at the moment.
Yeah, even with our applications, I had to stop people because they're like, "Oh yeah, we want them to pay us $25,000. Like, hell, fucking no. Put them, haven't put it in. I don't want someone to come on over. We lost a lot of officers because of the payment thing, and I get it. A year and a half ago, but what was true a year and a half ago isn't necessarily true today. If someone comes through, they're good to talk to, they seem intelligent and passionate, that is, I don't care about the money. You know what I mean?
It shouldn't be an option. We should pay for their loadout. I do encourage people, of course, to, at least get a part-time job around the city so that they can, if they are employed, they can start saving up for their own PD vehicle, right? That kind of stuff.
Yep.
But I don't know. I'm gonna toss my idea past a few people and see what they think, because I'm pretty sure, as I said, summer jobs are over, and there's a lot of people that are going to be looking for other jobs.
Yep. In
Yeah.
in respect to the SOPs, I'm
Yes.
fully in agreement. Like more than you may realize. I it I sent you an email last night.
Mm-hmm.
That is Nakota's first draft. I've yet to
Okay.
review it myself, but it should have at least like kind of like a baseline of the unit. Honestly, the main thing I'm looking to get out of those SOPs is how does our case board look? How do we do holding a standard to making sure that anything that is being investigated is being documented. And
Mm-hmm.
if
Yeah.
some of that documentation needs to be put away behind like an investigative tag, I'm okay with that as long as there is a outward facing summary or something that the rest of the PD can have some idea of, so that they don't feel like for lack of a better word, like extras in a movie. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
We need to, when big things happen, people need to feel a part of that and not feel like they may lose their friends or themselves and something that they don't even know anything about. Now I am hoping so in order to help achieve that, I spoke to Faulkner and I created a standard operating procedures category within reports. It is currently set that only high command can create new documents in there, and then
Yeah, I saw
command
that.
can update it. And that's not to say that that's going to be a forever thing. It's just until the baseline goes into place. My initial intent is to take the once the initial version of the DTF document, put it in there with a template. In addition, have a template document effectively, which is like, hey, if you want to create a document, this is how you do it. This is the formatting, etc., etc. Such that when someone puts forward a SOP or migrates anything from the Google Doc, that they put a high command review tag on it. Anyone in high command can review it. It gets approved, and boom, boom, they have a place to look for it. This solves a couple things. One is when we're talking about reprimanding, training, putting people on the right path, we can actually point directly to the why, while simultaneously there are no excuses that it's only been looked at by FTOs, because that's effectively what the feedback and that I've been getting.
Yeah, I've one of the things I've been encouraging people to do also is a timeline of events, because there's nothing worse than something popping off later in the shift.
Yep.
And someone has to sift through 25,000 reports when they could just look at a timeline and go, okay, this is now all matching up. And these are similar to these other reports or incidences, and we can start tying them together.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Specifically in regard to Darkstone as well, the information is limited, very limited. Nothing has been documented. And I have spoken to Opal, and she said, well, we didn't have to document anything because this is the Marshal's operation and we were just there to help. And I'm like, okay. All right.
That's not entirely true either, unfortunately. I should not have put this in my mouth right away. No, I was going to have to speak.
That's fine. It's fine.
So, rather transparently, I don't believe a lot of people right now. Which isn't to say that I'm not going to trust them on shit, but I'm sort of taking, so much has happened in the last like 2 weeks. I'm on this. Whatever the reasons are, let's get to where we need to be so we can start moving forward. what has been relayed to me is similar but slightly different in that nothing has been recorded outside of a limited amount within the marshals and is locked away turnkey. This is despite advocacy for things to have been written down. The culmination of which, this is how bad it is. I received about 3 days. Remember the ATC event? We went on ATC and found out it was Darkstone.
Yes. Yep. I was on there.
The next day, Jimbo noticed that there was a bunch of other military vehicles up in the air. I responded to it. Maeve responded to it. This was found during patrol. And the shooting was taking place, and I think Chaos was on ATC. The airplanes or the fighter jets or whatever they were there were buzzards, and there were the whatever the other one is, the Apache looking ones. They were over the ocean like a mile or two away. So the decision, based on limited units and based on the events from the day before, I stated, look, let's not engage them. If they're way the hell out there, we ain't got the equipment. They're way the hell out there. As long as we can't respond, and we shouldn't unless they become a direct threat. Because we can't even do anything, right? Like we don't have the firepower. We
do not have anything.
Luckily, a marshal did come with a APC, though I don't know what he'd do against the number that were out there. And luckily, they stayed over there until one of the buzzards, once again, limited units, so it was like only 5 of us, came and started gunning up the Chumanch rooftops. At which point, I said, well, now we got to do something because those are civilians now. Turns out that a bunch of people Class 2 started open firing at it. We let them go because if I'm going to be honest, given the circumstances, they're illegal Class 2s, but, you know, I ain't going to prioritize them over a bunch of God knows what. Situation ends, right? They, airplanes fuck off. McNulty believed that he needed to go to a location in Vinewood. And he said, hey, I think this place is tied to it because of X, Y, and Z. I'm like, all right, go do it. Have a overwatch. I called the sheriff. He agreed. He insisted we use cameras instead. McNulty didn't want to. Whatever. I then get I get a text message. Am I taking over the Faceless case? And I'm sitting over here like, what the fuck is this? Lo and behold, it turns out we've known that this is a Faceless house a long time ago. And because things have been divergent, McNulty has been on his own Faceless investigation while Doc and company were on their own investigation. And the long and short of it is I pissed both of them off. So I told them, you got to start working together and write this shit down. Because at the end of the day, we go put handcuffs on them. We can't show up to court and be like, trust me, bro. You know what I mean? They ain't going to work that way. So,
yeah. So, I'm not sure why there is a divide in some people's minds when it comes to working on a case.
I think it's...
I don't get it. I don't understand that.
It's across the board, unfortunately. I think it's because we used to have this issue back in SCU, way back when. You get invested in what you're looking at, right? But I think we haven't really had a culture of like cooperation and teamwork and what that looks like. And I think we're just in desperate need of bringing that forward. At least that's what I'd like to think. And if it's something else, well, that's not a problem that I believe I can solve. So So, anyways, I do look forward to at least attempting to figure this out. You know, the how to get people cooperating and high command oversight and all that kind of thing. One thing I have told individuals is, at the end of the day, you know, high command's not going to be running these investigations. We ain't got time for that. However,
100%. Yeah.
there are going to be executive decisions that need to be made, right? And that should not be seen as anything other than we're responsible, right? Like, we can't just nod at a senior officer and be like, oh, yeah, we got a weapons traffic run. Like, you know, we're getting you weapons coming with grenades. Trust, you know what I mean? It don't work that way. You know, we're going to be out of a job. I don't want to end up in court. So,
like we are. Yeah.
Yeah. So in regards to Darkstone, after that incident the day prior, I interrogated the individual known as Delta One.
Yep.
Now, note that what I'm about to tell you is not in a report, and this is very intentional. And I've been given this directly, given we have not had a high command meeting to decide, like, collectively what we're going to do with this kind of information that I'm about to provide here. Delta One told me this is sensitive info. I'm going to take his word for it for at least the time being. But apparently, story goes, months ago, due to the faceless, and I'll give you the interrogation tapes, so you can take a look at it. An individual known as the Oracle put the Richard Dark and the rest of the marshals in touch with Darkstone, where Darkstone, seeing the faceless as a common enemy, had agreed to assist the marshals and the greater law enforcement against said fight.
Okay.
Yep. Now, for whatever reason, the marshals, given that they're pretty much a DOC with badges, thought that was fine. There is no documentation by the state, by any government entity, authorizing any of this. In other words, there is no agreements. There is no notification to the state. Everything that has been done so far has been done in a rogue manner, and in turn making the marshals and our departments complicit. Now, I could have gone down the route of saying, okay, let's start, bringing all these people to court, but that doesn't really solve the issue. I think it would have made matters worse. So, what I did is I informed the sheriff. I spoke to the mayors, and I told them, Darkstone, the mayor's got to get in contact with the state, get the senator, whatever, the damn governor, and get him in a room with Darkstone. In fact, Delta One, who had a lot of shit to say, this motherfucker tried to bribe my ass, tried to hold the guns over my head, and I told him to suck my dick. I told him, I don't care what it is you think, we got to follow the law. I don't care if you don't like the Constitution, which he spoke negatively of, said it was just a piece of paper. I told him, well, that piece of paper is the difference between civilized and uncivilized. If you want to fight the faceless, just like we do, then you're going to sit down with the mayors, DOJ, and the government and come to an agreement. Because until that happens, you're just as bad as the faceless. I mean, who's to say that they ain't trying to take over the state? There's a damn missile silo up in Blaine County. And Darkstone believes that it's active, and they want to send people in there. Well, okay, they kicked the faceless out. Who's to say they ain't taking that shit over? You know what I mean? It's all just, I don't know. It's cooked. So luckily, as of yesterday, I got a note from a representative from the state. Now, if you're wondering why am I handling this aspect of it, I've been asked to because, I'm really good at spamming those people sometimes. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
I think look, the mayors might be a little afraid to send the state an email. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I just sent it. I was like, listen, this is going on. Can you meet? And they are trying to come to a date for it. So,
Okay.
so, yep.
Yeah, I did speak to Mayor Michael about it. He has got a couple of other things on his plate at the moment, but it is definitely high priority.
Mhm.
When I did speak to him, he literally said that, any illegal activities that happen on our islands, it doesn't matter who they are to be arrested. It's the law is the law. And
Yeah.
I fully agree with that until
Yep.
something is in writing.
Absolutely agreed. And Delta One has been told very much that. I think I may have even told him it's terrorism, which I do believe it is. You know,
Yeah, two paramilitary organizations fighting on our island. Yes.
mm. I am going to send you the tapes this evening. They are high command only. And it's only like that because I am taking Delta One's warning with some level of grain of salt. You know what I mean? Because this is one of those things where it's like, it's been going on for a damn year, but there ain't, like, we don't know anything. It's fucking insane. Like, they very well might be in it for good interest, but like, it's, I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna, oh, on a similar note, I've when I spoke to Faulkner yesterday, the conversation of private reports came up. There has been an increasing number of individuals who are unashamedly stating that they are writing private reports with investigative information. That to me is exceptionally concerning. I've told folks that have brought it up to me that they're going to destroy whatever case they're helping with or working on, because the moment someone finds out about that or believes it to be the case, they're going to get what it's called, the Rhodes Law or whatever, right? They may have exculpatory evidence in there, and as a consequence, I'm contemplating issuing, as long as everyone in high command agrees, not a FOIA, but rather a demand from the DOJ to open up every private report into a audit run by high command. Now.
Okay. I'll tell you one reason. Doc was investigating something. Doc was fired. We found out that some of his notes are in a private report that was never shared with anyone. And we no longer have those files.
He had investigative tags.
Yes, but investigative tag, you need to understand all commands and high commands, and anybody with the detective tag can see those.
We could have created a separate one if needed.
Yeah, I don't know, if there's anything pertinent in there, but they were his notes, and which definitely would help, the person who's taking over the investigation. Is there, I mean, the other way would be that all private reports can be seen by high command.
I actually think that's not a bad idea.
I mean, I don't mind if people see my to-do list every day of all the things I want to get done.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I agree. I mean, if someone's putting like shit that high command can't see, that would be a problem itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if high commands can have access to private reports, why not?
Yeah. I think imagine
I
a
mean,
1-year investigation going to shit because someone goes and pays, Doc, and he's like, fuck the cops, and he goes, ha ho, I've got exculpatory evidence in my private report. Just call me up on the stand, faceless.
yeah. A lot of things. A lot of things are going to come to light in the next few days. Lack of high command reports, lack of explanations because they believed that everything should have been done by verbal conversation only, which I don't have a problem with, verbal conversation. But the outcome of the situations has never been documented. There's no documentation as to the final reason why somebody was released or demoted, or there's just nothing. It's just empty. And I have asked Turner and Assistant Chief Peters, and there's just nothing. When I asked the assistant chief, can you tell me about this and that? He goes, I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
He came into our office yesterday and told us, I forgot, it had to do with Darkstone, and goes, I don't know anything about it. And
yeah,
I'm not happy with him for a lot of reasons, and that's a big part of it. He did come to me earlier today, said I won the war, which transparently annoyed me. I don't think the Miller situation's concluded. I want him to come back. Mm-hmm. I want him to succeed. I don't like that he ultimately had to get fired. And it on a personal level, it bothers me. And he did infer he wanted to be a deputy. I told him that's not in my powers, and even if it was, I'd say no. He doesn't get to walk away from this.
What war? The war of nothing?
I don't know. It's like in his.
Oh my God! Are you okay? What's going on?
Oh, I haven't been eating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say something? Good Lord.
I only eat fresh food now.
Well, you don't have a choice. You're going to have to eat a chew.
God damn it.
And here's some extremely sugary soda.
Thank you.
It's going to give you a good spike, okay? In a few minutes, that sugar's going to kick in. It's going to spike you up. It's going to give you lots of energy, okay?
There we go. I'm going to get on up here in about, I think I need just 10 seconds.
Okay, you take your time. Just relax, get your energy up again. Okay, yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, should get that kick in a minute. Okay.
I'm not telling you about the Peters thing because I want something to happen. Rather, I think look, there's a lot of dumb shit that happens occasionally, and I get that. I like doing dumb shit myself too, but it can't be at the cost of responsibility. There was a point in time where I don't know if he's serious about the deputy thing, but I'm keeping some space because I don't know where the war shit comes from. It might be because it's been the moment I started pointing out some things that high command, in my opinion, should, like, why is there a 1.5 week report on someone detailing how to cook meth mechanically to, everything with Miller to this, that, and the third? Like, why are there no details on faces and this and that. I think there's been like a belief that the intention is malicious, even though common sense is that some of these people should have been fucking doing their job instead of playing fucking, Sims 4 Mission Row PD edition, you know?
I know when Moss and Peters took over, there was a huge swing away from, they felt that people were being witch hunted, that people were using private reports, command reports to witch hunt people within their own department. So there was this big swing away from keeping any kind of report or documenting maybe when someone shot someone and got daps, right? It was a big swing away from it. And I didn't realize they had continued, because there's nothing. I spoke to the mayor and I said, I have nothing but the actual incident and the raid report and the raid receipt. I have nothing written anywhere that explains the decision that they made, what day he was released. I have nothing. And that goes for everything else that has happened over the last few months. And when I asked the assistant chief, about some particular situations, he had no idea. It was like at times him and Turner were operating separately.
I don't know if Turner was that much better, based on the conversation I've had with him. But he's also very, I don't know what word to use. He doesn't use a lot of words, so it's hard to tell if he knows something or not. But transparently, I'm going to lean to he didn't know, and because had he, some of these things wouldn't have happened, right? And it could be because information flow that should be coming up so that there can be executive decisions, investigatively, disciplinary wise, etc. How do you make decisions if you don't have information? It's impossible. But
I think we saw that they trusted other people.
Well, yeah.
And there was no line of communication, or at least, check in with me on Wednesday and give me an update. There was nothing.
Yep.
They just blindly trusted some other people, which is fine that they do the work, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I do think it sounds like there's a good plan in place. I think some of it sounds like the basics that probably were needed a while ago. SOP things, whatever. I do think that's definitely going to set for a good foundation for the future. One thing I will say is, you mentioned like there may have been reports being used against folks. I know senior reports at one point were seemingly turning into like hit pieces. But I think that also goes back to guidance, right? Like, it's not a bad thing, but here's what it should look like. Here's what it should not look like. You know what I mean? Here are the facts of what happened. Here's what the consequence was. Now everyone is appraised. Rather than, hey, so-and-so, clog the toilet, again, hashtag, whatever. Anyways, well, do you have any questions about anything Darkstone, Faceless, this person, that person? I could try to provide some answers to it. But
so there was a mess. Oh, you weren't on duty last night.
No, I ran to the desert after I heard some annoying news.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people found the same path and just needed to take some time down that path. Anyway, last night there was a masquerade event.
Mm-hmm.
at a certain house on Didion Drive. The house was open to all to wear masquerade costumes. And we had a small amount of officers that went, sort of a little unmarked. And I believe that the faceless flaunted the fact that they knew that Doc and Opal knew where the faceless house was, and they decided to hold this event. It was a 1940s masquerade trivia night. Right in front of officers, an individual was stabbed and died. There were people there dressed like the faceless. But of course, it's a masquerade. You don't know if it's them or someone else. It was very interesting. And I literally had to talk to them afterwards and say, this needs to be written up. There needs to be some information. We can't let this all just fall away again.
And they did, right?
They did, yes. There was, the person was stabbed last night. We got all of that information.
Okay.
But it was kind of like them just kind of flaunting that anything can happen in front of us. Yeah.
I believe it was the person advertising the trivia.
Yes.
Do you remember what his name was?
I don't. Hold up. Hey, Sheriff, how you doing? Yeah, I'm just wrapping up with night. Do you need me to go there, or can you come here? Okay, yeah, we're just in the records room. Okay, thanks. Bye. Bye. Let's have a look.
I don't see investigative unit working. Reset MDT, reset MDT.
Levi Steele.
That is the DOA just now.
Oh, that's your, okay, then wrong one. Good Lord.
Yeah, it's been DOAs like every day at this point. Oh, Surveillance C. Masquerade Trivia. I see it now. Friday the 29th.
Yeah, there's also another report called Murder at the Masquerade. Yeah, Aaron Thompson.
Aaron Thompson. Fuck.
And he had a phone on him and a book, and we've subpoenaed those.
Okay. Well, I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
One thing I want to, this is going to be a bit of a out of left field a bit. Have you noticed the fire starters have not been active?
They have been silent every day. I'm searching.
Yep. And
every day.
I might be a little, this might be cooked, but I'm going to say it anyways. It is strange that all of a sudden it has stopped, and it's stopping is in and of itself potential evidence. And I'm quite curious if the primary suspects that we had, if they've been around. And while that's not something I would want to heavily lean on, because, you know, it is San Andreas after all, it is something that's been running through my mind. Or alternatively, if other factors may have like a cutting of ties, right?
Well, I mean, my theory always was that there was some kind of instigator, because every single event that happened was performed by somebody different. And I wonder if they just ran out of people that were willing to do their bidding.
Yeah, exactly it. I mean, that last incident, had it gone just slightly different, those people would have been fucked.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Okay. Well, shit. All right. Well, this is a good meeting. My line's always open. I will hopefully get some semblance of these SOPs done by first half next week. All
right, sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a lot of things I want to try and get done. I don't know if I'll get them all done, but I'll try.
Yeah, well. All right.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank
it, Ribbit.
you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
What's going on, Brian?
Hey, how you doing?
Very well, sir. How are you today?
Hating everything.
Why are you hating today? What's wrong?
Can't talk about it, unfortunately.